Good morning, everyone. I just want to share my testimony. My name is Simone Duncan, and I'm a member of the Christ Ignite International Ministries. Last year, I was actually diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and I went to my doctor to do some blood work and some examination. And being in the office, I actually passed out. Didn't know what happened, why I passed out. But I thank God for being at the right place at the right time. Eventually, I found out that my glucose level was actually 378, which is bad. That is stroke level. And while being there, they try to get me, back alive, I should say. My doctor immediately put me on to a specialist, a gynecologist, and she said to me that I have to go on insulin immediately. At that point, I was very despondent. Just even the fact of thinking that I'm going to be on insulin, I'm going to be on the rest of my life, and I have to inject my own self. That was the hard part, but that was the human part of me come out. But I decided that, there's nothing that God cannot do, because He is the impossible God. So I started taking my insulin. 3 months after, I went back to the doctor. Nothing changed. My A1C was still high. It was like a 15 going on a 16. My glucose was still high. It was going up and down. It went to 400. It went to 378. It went to 350. I was like, God, no. So I've decided to change my whole eating habits altogether. Like the saying say, your health is your wealth. It's a very true saying. Your health is your wealth. And I changed my diet completely. I went on a high protein diet, and I decided to exercise because I had to implement exercising. So I started walking every day. Then I got involved in water aerobics and Pilates. Round number 2, went back to the doctor. And when I went back to the doctor, she said, your weight is the problem. We have to get your weight down. And the doctor put me on insulin. Insulin actually makes you put on weight, and they want me to lose weight. So it was really difficult. It was not an easy journey. It was a very tough journey. And during that journey, I mirrored myself with my life in Christ. Every test have a testimony. And when I go on my walk, that was my walk with God and I rooted myself in prayer. I rooted myself in fasting. I rooted myself in coming to church as often as I can, because my job just is crazy, the hours. And I just started getting myself so rooted into God that I see the changes started to happen. And without God, we are nothing. He's the answer, the way, the light, and the truth. Went back to the doctor. Before that, the doctor decided to put me on GPL-1, and that's the Ozempic, Manjaro, Wegovy, and all of that. Guess what? It did not work for me. It sent my body in a shock. And I was like, God, no, I have to lose this weight. And I went into warfare. And I went into warfare with God. And I have to stay consistent. And that was the key thing with this journey. Staying consistent, understanding my assignment, and knowing who God is, because He is the God who does the impossible. Went back to my appointment. And when I went back, my doctor said, what are you doing? Everything, when she checked my weight, it was like perfect. Not perfect, but perfect. I don't want to say the numbers. And when they checked my glucose, it was 96. Imagine, from 378, 400, 350 to 96. My AC1, my A1Cs, actually, it was from 15, 16, going up and down. It went all the way to 5.5. I have to say, I have to give God all the glory. It was not me. People always ask me, Simone, how you do it? It was not me. It was God. And I I had to show up for Simone. I had to show up for me, because if I don't, who will? And I showed up every day. Even the days when I don't exercise, I feel guilty. But I want to encourage somebody today who is suffering with diabetes or suffering from type 2 diabetes. You can do it. You can change this narrative around and put God first in everything that you do. And trust me, He's the healer of everything, and He would heal you. The same way my God do it for me is the same way God will do it for you. Just trust and believe in Him.